Iconic part of La Crosse is about to change.
Well, the Wisconsin DNR is ordering owners of many of the fixed boathouses on the river to make structural changes. News 8's Scott Behrens explains what changes are being made.
The city of La Crosse is saying that owners of fixed boathouses will now have to meet regulations set by the DNR in order to maintain their property license. Changes include new fees, required insurance, and having to remove any structural changes that were made after the boathouse was originally built. Many owners of fixed boathouses on the river are now being required to make some major changes to their properties.
And now all of a sudden you're going to make people change things that have been there for 20 years?
Jan Pearson is the vice president of the West Side Boat Club. She's also owned a boathouse for more than 2 decades.
I think it's probably 23, 24 years, something like that.
Pearson and other boathouse owners are upset about the new requirements from the DNR.
The main issues with the agreement is that it adds a insurance requirement to the owners, it adds a fee structure to the owners, and most importantly, it allows the city and the owners to work to become compliant with the state DNR regulations.
In order to meet the regulations set by the Wisconsin DNR, fixed boathouse owners must remove any updates or changes that have been made since their original blueprint.
There were people that were told that they needed to take their railings down. And we're like, that's a safety issue. On that side of our boathouse, we had kayak racks that we built. Well, because they extended a little bit beyond the original footprint of the boathouse, we had to remove it.
She says the changes aren't fair.
People pay, $50,000, $60,000 for these boathouses. Boathouse owners who bought them within the last 5 years that have no idea what happened in the past.
If the owners don't comply, they will lose their boathouse license and can be kicked out.
And they can tell us to remove them.
The city says they want to work with fixed boathouse owners to make sure they meet the DNR's guidelines, and that doesn't happen.
One of the things that we're really focused on is just making sure that we can preserve these boathouses, as they're a very integral historic piece to this community.
If any boathouses are removed, they won't be replaced.
Once it's gone, it's gone. No, you can't put another boathouse in here, so I mean, they're grandfathered in.
Would stay the same for La Crosse residents who own the fixed boathouses, but for everybody else, they could go up from $600 to $1,000, although that part is still being negotiated. Boathouse owners have until September 15th to get into compliance with the DNR's rules.
All right, thanks a lot, Scott. And we wanted to mention we had a lengthy discussion in our newsroom today, whether it's boathouse or houseboat, and we were told by the city that it is fixed boathouses. So
yes,
that's what we are going with. I know
although
there's
most people in the area would just say it's a boathouse.
It's a boathouse, right. Well, last night one of the boathouse owners suggested putting together a working committee with the city that would include boathouse owners.
Well, the city says it's a good idea and would help keep an open line of communication between their administration and the owners.